Welcome back, HART Sapphire Series 2021, Round 10, coming to you live from Nissan Arena. It's Game 4 of our 4-game spread this weekend, and it is USC Thunder sitting in 5th place, 4-5, just outside the top 4, taking on the Wildcats, who had 1 win, 1 draw, 7 losses in 7th. Wildcats desperate for a win, USC Thunder desperate to get back into the 4. My name's Dave Mills, joined in commentary by Sapphire League's manager, Prue Egan. Prue, this should be an absolute cracker.
Oh, I can't wait. I've had a great weekend of so much netball. I was at Gold Coast yesterday and spent today watching all the games, so I'm excited for the last game for today.
So the first 3 games, the Sharks lost to the QUT side yesterday. Jets today beat the Rendy Rays, and of course in the Courier Mail match of the round, Cougars took care of the Tigers. We will have the lineups with you very shortly, and we're starting with the USC Thunder. Chloe Bingham is the shooter. Binion Hunt, the goal attack, she's back for them. Chanel Dye, the wing attack. Monique French is the centre. Chloe Litherland is the captain and wing defence. Now, there's been some changes in the defence. Ashley Barnett's gone to GD, and Sienna Allen's come from the bench onto the goalkeeper spot. That leaves a bench of Georgia Hernan, Amy Metcalf, and Jacqueline Dupay. She makes her debut. Laura, coached, of course, brilliantly, and Laura Wappling is the assistant, and the manager is Kieran Martin. Wildcats, there's their team coming up now. And the Wildcats, there they are. Amaris Toya is the goal shooter. Josephine Bingham, the goal attack. Jessica Donnelly is the wing attack. Courtney Baird is the centre. Brittany Mould is the captain and wing defence. Notice both wing defenders are the captains today. Hallie Geyer is the GD. Hayley Mulheron makes her way back into the starting line from injury. She is the goalkeeper. Leaves a bench of Brianna Gregory. She's back from illness. Madison Fallon and Ali War. Coached by Megan Lynch. Corinne Robinson is the assistant, and Merrin McCullough is the manager. Just like to take this opportunity, as we're a minute away for the match before we get underway, we would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this great game is taking place, the Turrbal and the Jagera people, and pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people that are watching today. The umpires are getting in readiness. Nicholas Stevens is one umpire, Di Fawcett the other, and Cara Winnebon is the reserve. Prue, should be a great game. What's your tip?
Well, I know it's going to be a tough game, and it's great to see the USC Thunders down here. They've been awesome. I've been watching them for quite a while time, but so are the Wildcats. I'm actually looking forward to seeing they've got some great defenders, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on the Thunder shooters. So
coming into this round, USC Thunder on 71 points, just 1 point off the top 4. Wildcats on 33. So if the Wildcats with 4 rounds to go want to make the finals, this is a match they really need to get some points out of. So they will be inspired. Of course, you can be inspired too, and join us on the HART Sapphire Series Facebook page and drop us a comment. Ask Prue a question, and she'll answer them all for you. She knows all about netball, she told me. So.
I've lived it, loved it, still do.
So Wildcats get us underway through Josephine Bingham with it now. It falls out of court, unfortunately for them.
She's an impressive player. I've been really watching her. She is the utility of the season, I would say. 113
out of 139 goals, Josephine Bingham, at 81%. That's great for a goal attack, so she has been playing particularly well. Does a mountain of work for her side. So, ball back with the Thunder side now. Binion Hunt, that's a big in for them. Of course, she's played a lot of time with the Lightning side. And we have the Bingham sisters playing against each other today. Chloe versus Josephine.
I wish I had a sister so I could actually comment on that. I've only got 2 brothers, so I know what it was competitive like in our household.
I've got a feeling you might have won most of those battles.
Yeah.
Just, I've known you 2 weeks. And
I held my own, like any true netballer.
That's what I've come up with. Chloe Bingham shoots long, scores. Thunder get the first 2, and they are away quickly. Of course, Thunder won the first 3. They've had the yips since then. A lot of injuries, a lot of players getting called up into the Lightning side. And we've got a bib on the ground. We've got a timeout. Can we do something about the bibs, Prue? You're fixing all things netball. Fix the bib.
Yeah, we need to invent a new Velcro, I think.
Inventing a new Velcro. We'll die rich if we could do that. So Baird with it now, fires it back. Mould on the transverse, looks in, finds Toya. And we've got a instruction call here on Barnett. So Toya to get the first for the Wildcats, get their tally underway. And she does. 2-1 Thunder lead early stages, first quarter. Both teams starting to settle through.
Yeah, no, it's off to a good start. I like the tempo of the game as well. I think sometimes people get in the first quarter and it's that panic and the rush, and this is a really good start. They're focused, they're calm, and a lot of the errors you'll see are very limited at the moment, which is good to see.
So no nerves there for Chloe Bingham. She gets goal number 3. Toya gets goal number 2. So, and away they go. And it's 3-2. This is a must-win match, pretty much for both sides. Of course, the Thunder looking to get back in the 4. And with the loss last night to the Bull Sharks losing, of course, to QUT, got no competition points out of that. They got a chance to put some distance between themselves and 4th place. And a goal there to Binny and Hunt. 4-2. Wildcats. Oh, comes off the shoulder. And eventually it falls away of Monique French. Bit of a loose pass there, wasn't it?
I do love how the Thunder really utilise their centre court to really bring that ball down. They find their space so well and spread out, allowing enough room for the goal attack to really get to the court, get to the post.
Chanel Dyer, of course, played in the semi-final for Aussie Rules yesterday. She plays for University of Queensland.
I love how talented our girls are.
As does Steph O'Brien.
Multi-sport.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't know the result of that match. I've asked a couple of people, no one's told me. So if you're listening in or you're watching and you know the result of that match, fire it through.
Well, I'm glad she's just here and able to play today.
Indeed, and Steph O'Brien, of course, played it earlier today for the Jets. So the ball back with Dyer. Looked to go offside there, not called by the umpire. Falls away of Bingham. She has started like a house on fire. Gets another one.
Yeah, she's definitely come back in form after having, was it a hand injury?
A finger injury, yeah. It looked a bit ugly there for a while. There was talk that it could be, could have been out longer than she was, but she's come back beautifully. Of course, got herself in the state 19s as well.
Yeah, congratulations to all those girls that did get selected.
And she started this match 5 from 5. All the shooters, except for Chloe's sister, have scored a goal. So, and now 6 from 6. 7-2. Thunder pulling away early. Would you burn your time out this early, Prue? Oh, clash of bodies there.
No, I think at the moment the momentum's going good. I think as a coach too and as a player, you kind of want to make sure that you don't slow that momentum down. But then also too, the timeouts are there for when you really feel it's a critical time. And at the moment, I think the flow is amazing.
So a bit of injury news for both teams. Annabelle Laurie is out with not an ankle, a foot injury. She made me specifically say it's a foot injury, not an ankle. Don't know the difference. It's all one limb to me.
I think we've all had an ankle injury, so
this is a foot injury.
I'd rather a foot than an ankle.
And she's in the moon boot at the moment, but she tells me she'll be back next week, so I think it's more precautionary than actually a serious injury. And on the other end of the scale, Liliana Rennie, she's actually out. No, it's a genuine ankle, not a foot, an ankle for her. So she'll be back next week as well, she feels, providing the physio gives her a clearance, she told me.
Yes, no,
she expects to be back.
Look after the safety of the players, and when they're ready to return to court at 100%, then let's get them on there. But otherwise, the duty of care goes to those players.
And Noel Heron, of course, is starting again. She's had an injury, she's calf, and she's worked her way back into the starting line. Turnover here follows the way of Dyer, and Dyer finds Bingham all by herself under the ring. And this fast start for Thunder continues. After 5.5, they've scored 10. Wildcats just 3, and it's all Thunder's centre pass. This has been a lightning fast start by the Thunder.
Yeah, they really do. I love watching them play, and again, they've used their wing defence to get it down. It's so impressive. It's very hard to concentrate when I'm looking at the centres. I'm looking at this. It's amazing. I love the flow that they get it down here. They're fast like lightning.
Nothing for the lightning fast start. Nothing. Oh dear. I work so hard.
Yes. I will laugh when it is funny, but yeah, I'll work on it.
Well, folks, this could be my last game, so it's been a great ride.
Never.
So, of course, Prue is my boss. So.
Yeah.
Ball
play it nice.
Yeah, I'm trying. So Bingham with the ball now. She's looking for goal number 11 and gets it.
She's on form.
She certainly is. We've got the stats right in front of us. And 9 from 10 at 90%. We have got that timeout called early in the first quarter. Wildcats at 3, Thunder 11, and they're calling a timeout here. Coach Lynch obviously wants to have a chat. What would you be saying? Put your coach's hat on. Have you coached it before? I know you've played. Have you been a coach?
I did. I actually coached my cousin's under-9s team on the Sunshine Coast when I was at uni, and I actually got the Coach of the Year award, which was a bit of a shock.
Oh, stop it.
I know, but I only lasted 1 year and went, I'd rather just play. So.
Well, let's listen into Megan here and see if you guys agree.
They're going to come on it. We fake it to the one they're having a crack at, and then Amara puts it in the post by herself, all right? Once we move past that transverse line, we're actually moving the ball quite well, right? But it's what we do between that middle circle and that transverse line. So if we need to get it back to the middle and then go again, let's do that. But also in defence, when it transfers, we need to slow that ball up because it's coming down too high. Yeah. That's it. All right, so let's have a think about what we're going to do.
So what do you make of that, Super Coach? I'm going to call you Super Coach. What do you make of that?
Definitely not a super coach. That would be an insult probably to all these amazing coaches out there. I do like it. It's all about getting down the court. I think a lot of the plays too, it's about reading the plays ahead. And I think at the moment they're just not getting that ball quick enough to the next stage.
Wants to address them sort of mid-third from what I gathered from what she was saying there. It seems like they can get it to the transverse lines, but it's just that middle section there that's a bit confusing at the moment.
Then there's the whole, it's just trying to look for, you've always got to look for your A and B choice of where the pass is going to go. And I hope you're pre-warned, I am a centre court player, so there'll be a lot of favouritism towards the mid-quarters this week. They do a lot of work.
It's okay, shooters and defenders, I'll balance the equation.
Great.
So.
We've got everyone covered then.
And a quick turnover at the timeout. 11-3 was the timeout score. And unfortunately for it was the Wildcats centre, and they turn it over straight away. Won't please the coach there. And it seems like there's a different energy about the Thunder today. Good to have this is nearly their starting line. Throw in Wolno and Laurie. So they're getting back to where they want to be. They're getting their players back.
Yeah, and a lot of the time it does come down to combinations, and you've always got to have the different combinations to see what work. But sometimes some pairing, it's just like they know where to be, what the right time, the right pass, and it's just such a beautiful thing to watch when you do get those combinations right.
Well, we saw a thing of beauty today. The Cougars had all those qualities you just mentioned as they won their game 79-39. That was like watching a well-oiled machine. Bingham misses that shot, and Wildcats in transition. Guy with it. Has to go back. Mulherron throws it away. Could have been any of 3 Thunder players picked that one off. It went the way of Littleland. And, they throw it away now. So it's become a turnover fest. So that's an official term. So down it goes to Bingham. Looks in. Nothing on. Back they go. Baird does well. Gregory on it. Shooter at the moment. They've missed her in the last few weeks. Brianna Gregory comes into this one 80 from 112 at 81%. That's a hell ball, no goal there. And even though she got a first one, it doesn't count, but good signs there. She got the ball quite easily. The shot looks good, just a little long. Yeah,
just got to get over probably those little bit of nerves. So I think she'll be warming up by the next quarter. I think you're going to see a very much closer quarter.
So Dyer slipped a little bit there. Finds Benny and Hunt. Of course, Dyer from the Cougar side last year that won the championship. Retired, had a big retirement party. Last of the game, back she comes. So.
It's hard to leave that sport bubble, honestly. Like, a lot of players do struggle when they do leave, and she probably missed the game and realised, no, I've still got a few more years in me, so good on her.
Well, let's be honest, she's one of the best we've produced, so the longer we have her, the better we are.
And it's also good when you've got like senior players in that can still pass down that wisdom, and they know how to work under pressure as well, especially in big games.
So Brianna Gregory gets it. She shoots and gets her first official goal. Welcome back to her. And as I said, 81% shooter coming into this game. So swings it across here. There's Dyer, the aforementioned Dyer. Looks in, finds Hunt, can't get it. Great work here by the Wildcats D.
Defense has been such a big thing across all the games I've seen so far, and I love a good defense. I've seen a few games where they've just pushed the shooters further and further out, and it's been the turning point of the game.
So, don't be afraid to join us on the HART Sapphire Series Facebook page. Drop us a line, tell us where you are in the world, and we will give you a shout out. The ball back with the Wildcats. They look down.
I've got a lot of friends who I used to play netball in England with, and they follow us all the time. They're always streaming it, and it's so good to see that we've got that British support over there.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they love their netball, and they love their Aussie netball.
So it'll be early morning over there, getting up, having a cuppa.
Yep.
Cup of English breakfast tea, perhaps.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be on YouTube later watching it as well.
With a scone or a scone, as they call it over there, or whatever they call it. 13-5 here. It's Thunder running away with it. Wildcats digging deep. It's 2-all since the timeout. So they have sort of addressed the issues that Coach Lynch wanted. And now they're in the dogfight. And Brianna Gregory does well. Gets it nice and close. It looks like Barnett's going to be called for the obstruction. There's a goal. So since the timeout, they're leading 3-2. So exactly what the coach wanted happened, yeah?
Yeah, they've really listened and they've upped their game. So now it'll just be making sure that the defence can turn that ball over and they can recoup those goals.
So, of course, they'll miss Rennie this week, but she'll be back next. Good hands there shown by Bingham. They're making it very hard for the Thunder. They've had to go back. This is the third time they've had to go back into the mid-third on this play.
And this is the defence I was talking about that I've seen across so many games.
So French finds Bingham and gets the goal. That took a while, that one. Good defence being shown there by the Wildcats. They're in the fight now. 14-6. Margin is only 8. That's 4 turnovers in, old person's language. So easy to do.
I'm not quite there yet, so I don't know the language.
Oh, stop it. 4 super shots if you're modern. So the ball back with Baird. Swings it. Oh, good effort here from Littleland. Oh, contact call on her, I feel.
Littleland is everywhere. She's an amazing player.
Sunny Coast Junior is the captain of the side.
Oh, really? That's fantastic.
Yep.
It's so good to see some Sunny Coast girls coming through locally as well up there. I know we didn't have it when I grew up there, so it's good to see.
So you're a coast girl. Which part are you from?
Well, I've got like a love with everywhere, but yeah, no, I was actually born up on the coast.
Nice.
I've lived in Cairns, went to QUT in Brizzy. And then my family had to move to New South Wales. So yeah, I've got a real love for everywhere from the country, this coast, the city.
So let's talk. Who do you support at Origin?
I support Origin. I'm definitely a Queenslander.
It's just I saw that bag with the New South Wales logo on it.
Born and bred, yeah. That's a previous job and role. But I'm glad I'm working back with netballers.
14-8, difference of 6. Well, that's all right then. We'll keep talking to you.
Always promoting female sport.
Don't forget the men's netball. Okay.
And that too, yeah. Love the netball.
So, ball. Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, it's just good to see so many sports really focusing on the equality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both for boys, girls, no matter what the sport is.
I'm going to sound like a broken record here. I just cannot fathom that women don't embrace men. While they don't, you won't be in the Olympics. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, coming from a background where I worked in Olympic sport, I know a lot of that does come down to also the participation globally.
Yes.
So as a sport, we've got a long way to go to make it a global sport in order to get the tick of approval for the Olympics. But you know what? Netball's getting there.
Yeah. So, nice shot there by Benny and Hunt. 15-8, margin 7. Wildcats digging deep. This next few minutes is important. If Thunder get a run in here, they could really set themselves up to win the game. Mulherron there ravages the ball, but unfortunately she's called for the contact. So, of course, the Scottish international, great to have her back on the court, been out through injury.
And yeah, and she's got the experience and the wisdom to really encourage her defenders and help them, get to that level that she needs for everyone to band together and push that shooters out.
So, Thunder settled. This need a goal here. Falls to Donnelly. Wildcats with it. There's Bingham. He's probably getting this. Oh, contact of bodies there. Littleland and 2 strikes there. So, Littleland and Baird. So, Littleland called for the contact. Gregory just can't get herself in the position at the moment, so Bingham does all the work. Misses to the left. Sienna Allen, the former under-21 Australian player, grabs it, and away go the Thunder. This is the danger side, as I was just saying. Thunder the Wildcats don't want the Thunder to run away with it here in this last part of this quarter. No,
and especially too, sometimes when you make those little mistakes and the opposition can really convert on it, it can be a bit of a tough thing to come back, but it's only the first quarter, so I wouldn't underestimate the Wildcats at the moment.
Did you see the work there on Binny and Hunt? She threw the long pass, drew her defender with her. Everyone thought she was going to get it. Opened up beautifully for Bingham, and she scores. So we're in the last 30 seconds. Margin's blown out to 10. It's 18-8. Gregory throws it across. Littleland has a crack. Call for the contact. She's not happy. 15 seconds. Want to score here, Wildcats. They find Gregory under the hoop. She shoots and scores. And that'll probably be the last play of the first quarter, as the siren will sound shortly. Monique French showing no appetite to get that one. So 18-9, first quarter belongs to the Thunder. Prue, first time in the Combox. What did you think of the Thunder there?
They're impressive. Like I said, always, they play a really fast game. I think sometimes when you're coming up against a tough opposition as an opponent, your kind of nerves really do settle in your first quarter. Some teams take a first quarter to warm up. But like I said, it's anyone's game.
So 18-9, quarter time score. We'll see how the Wildcats settle when we come back from these very brief messages. Welcome back. Our final game in round 10, coming to you live from Nissan Arena for the HART Sapphire Series for 2021. It's USC Thunder and the Wildcats, and the Thunder have got out of the blocks incredibly quickly. 18-9 first quarter. They look like they're in control. My name is Dave Mills, joined in commentary by Prue Egan. Prue, it's been a fast start by the good old Thunder.
They have. They've really led the way and the pace of the game. It'll be good to see what happens in the second. If Wildcats sometimes come off second half, they've warmed up, and they might give them a bit of a competition. Hopefully the Thunder haven't even burnt themselves out too.
You speak of competition, last time these two met was round 2, April 25th, Anzac Day. We're up at Morrow Field. Thunder 55, Wildcats 47. Head-to-head, they've met 6 times, and Thunder lead at 4-2. Last week, both teams lost. Thunder lost 42-60 to the Jets, and the Wildcats lost 32-73 to an incredibly impressive Cougars. So just like to take this opportunity to thank our principal sponsor, HART Sports. They've been with us all 3 years that we've had this competition, and we thank them for that. Legassic Jewelers, Mizuno, Mount Franklin and Powerade are our major partners. Bondi Vite and Strap It are the official partners. Double Take Sport bring you all the pictures and these incredible dulcet tones of you and I. So there's the umpires, Nicholas Stevens and Di Fawcett. So next week, we've got 4 big games, round 11. We're nearly at finals time. Can you believe it?
We are. I'm already starting to plan for the finals, so it'll be here in no time.
So it's June 26th, next Saturday. And, was that Sunday? No, Saturday. June 26th, and it's 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. We've got all games. Cougars and Thunder first up at 1. 3 o'clock, Wildcats and Bull Sharks. 5 o'clock, Tigers, Mendy Rays. Corey Mail much around, QT and Jets.
Action-packed day for netball. Everyone should head to Nissan Arena and come and watch.
Get your backside courtside, as we say. SapphireSeries.com.au for all your tickets. Will you be here?
I will be.
Excellent. Will I be here?
I live here.
Will I be back?
Yes, always.
Beauty. I survived another week, fans. So,
well, we can always put it out then for vote.
No,
they love you, Dave.
No, they won't do that. So, it's not a risk. So, we've got some stats, quarter time stats. Let's look at a few things. Shooting accuracy, 90% to the Thunder, 82 for the Wildcats. Both pretty high. Wildcats probably just a little low. Toya 2 from 2, Bingham 2 from 3, and Gregory 5 from 6. The other end, the other Bingham, very, very impressive. 15 out of 17 at 88%. Binion Hunt hasn't had a lot to do, but she's 4 from 4 at 100. So pretty impressive effort that. And it's 19-10 the Wildcats. And
an interesting stat there, like the turnover conversion. So looking at the turnovers, 89% USC Thunder have converted, and that's impressive. They're not wasting any interception that they get.
So anything that comes their way, they're scoring more often than not. And of course, they don't. The Wildcats have used their timeout for this half already, so it'll only be 1 this quarter.
It just shows you with that conversion turnover that any little mistake or drop ball that you make, you've just got to be cautious because you know that they're going to turn that over and that equals another point to your opponent. So I think if the Wildcats can stay calm, cool, and collective, like that beautiful pass in, love a good centre feed.
Spoken like a true centre.
It is. I'm waiting for the big long pass, you know, when you see a goal shooter like driving in.
Pass. It was a good pass.
It was still, no, it was good.
So actually, Donnelly throws some crackers, so as does Baird. So you've got two great mid-quarters there for the Wildcats. Gregory's out at the moment.
Just waiting for one of those low bounce passes into the shooters that the defenders can't get. Love those.
You're setting me up. You're dead set setting me up there. So Bingham misses a shot. Gregory takes one falling out of court. Oh, sorry, falling out of the circle, I should say. And it falls away of Litherland, who gets it to Hunt, and away they go back to Litherland and Hunt. French somehow keeps that going.
There's a bit of water polo skills there.
So did you play that as well?
I have, yep.
Stop.
It's actually quite a good game. If you love the water, they try and get a lot of netballers in there because we've got such strong arms for throwing and we can read the play. So it's just the swimming element we've got to add to it.
And speaking of strong passes, Dyer throws it away to no one. And it's picked up by one of the McGregor under-12 whites. They're the ball girls today, McGregor Netball Association. Under-12 whites helping us out today.
It's fantastic. We couldn't run the game without our ball girls and ball boys.
Another turnover there. This time Litherland picks it up. She's been very active in this game today thus far, as has Hunt.
Yeah, the Wildcats just need to regroup again, get those arms up, get in their face, start defending.
It's 2-2 in the quarter so far, so they're in this one. Bingham works it in close, and she scores again. She is on absolute fire today, seen from 18.
So Dave, we've got a question for you
as
a shooter.
Yes.
So looking at, for the Wildcats, what would you be doing to put pressure on the Thunder shooters?
Thunder shooters? So you've got Bingham, who is obviously a great target for them. I'd be putting myself, if you notice there, they tend to either go from behind or square to the front.
Yep.
I'd be putting myself on the side so that at least if you know where the pass is coming in, it's going to go to one of the two sides. And that would be the side that you're not on. See how Mulherron there, she's square on.
Yep.
So Bingham can do whatever she likes at the moment. She needs to actually get herself onto the side, and then you can throw, you know it's going to go to the other side. And whilst the keeper probably won't pick it up, it gives the GD an opportunity to have a swipe at it. So when you've got a target shooter like that, you've got to be a bit creative on where you position your body. So that's what I'd be doing.
Because I noticed the Thunder shooters are really working their way and trying to find that little gap as close and close as possible to the post. Yeah,
they're doing the refeed, and there's not a lot of pressure coming on the outside, but it's smart refeeding. If you look at Dyer, she doesn't set herself dead square. She tends to blade her body to one side. French on that occasion was dead square because there was no defence there. If Baird was closer to her, she could have just put the arm around and maybe swatted that away. As a good mid-quarter, you'd know that.
Yep.
So, and so you just need to put yourself in the best possible position to have a crack at it. So.
Because looking at the Thunder shooters at the moment, they're not really missing. So you've really got to have a think and go, how do we shut that down?
If you look at Sienna Allen there, she is from behind, but she's also bladed to the right side of that's Gregory's body. And so she would have had a chance. If the ball come to front, she would have had a crack at it. If it went behind, she could have had a crack at it. At the moment, where Mulherron is, she's just basically at the front, and she can only get that front ball. Like right now, that's backspace is on, as you can see from where she's positioning herself. So, and it'll be on all day, and Bingham's smart enough just to hold it high. Like that, for example. The pass didn't work, but that was perfectly sort of what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
So, told you I know my stuff.
It's great. Well, you are a coach.
Allegedly. So, haven't coached this competition for a long time. So last time I was in this was 2012, I think. So, ball back with Benny and Hunt, just inside the circle. Has to go outside again for the penalty pass. Dyer. So, see that where the defender is now is a better position. Now it's not a good position. So she had a good position. She was in the right spot, and then she's let it slip. So this will just go straight like that. So you can't defend from behind. So.
And I've noticed a lot, like for those for the young followers out there watching and stuff. In regards to a lot of the shooters, I know a lot of them, it's more the flick in the wrist versus the whole bend, flick, and everything that seems to be happening now.
Some of the shooters in this league have terrible techniques. And you look at the statistics and they shoot 90%.
Yeah.
So what do you do? As a coach, do you correct that technique, or do you say, no, I can live with 90%?
Well, it's like any football. All the kickers have their own, sequence and their own positioning. So, yeah, it's just interesting to watch because I knew that was always focused on the post, have a bit of flick. I know as a shorter netball player, I've always had to have a bit more spring in the legs to kind of get the shot up there when I was practicing with the shooters.
And
but
it has a lot to do with body type and shape and all that sort of stuff. And a good coach is someone who's smart enough to work that out, You can't rebuild the walls, If that's what they've done to get to this level, like Benny and Hunt, that's not exactly a classic shot technique. but how effective is it?
Yeah.
You know, so do you change that? I would say no. Let her keep doing what she's doing. So, but you got others like Amy Somerville, Martina Rika's, beautiful classic shooters. You know, they look magnificent when they shoot the ball. Rika's particularly, she's so casual. So, and then Amy Somerville with the ridiculously high arc. So.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing thing. I think the great thing about netball is that there is a position for everybody. Whether your height and body build, you can find a position, and then it's just fine-tuning the techniques that you need.
Winner.
It is. It's great.
So Hunt, again, if you look, oh, there you go. She did put a knee bend in for us. So.
Just for the extra distance.
But when Hunt shoots, her knees and her arms are sort of, they look to me disconnected. So she does the knee thing first, then comes up, stops, and then goes through with the arm. So it's like two disconnected movements, but it works a treat. So
yeah.
I would never, like if I was coaching her, I'd say, just keep doing that.
Well, it's funny as a centre court player, like I know we run and we clock up the miles back and forth.
Yep.
But honestly, I don't know how they can keep their arms up sometimes, you know, to keep shooting and keep that. And, it's impressive. But then all my players used to always say, I don't know how you can run it back and forth.
Exactly. In many ways, netball is the ultimate team game because without one part of the team, you're just not allowed to do the job. Like only two people are allowed to shoot. Only two people are around the goal's defensive end.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the ultimate team game in many ways. So.
And I love it as a centre court player is you really get to read the play and go for those, you know, miracle intercepts that do happen.
Long pass there. There's one you wanted to see.
I wanted it. I love it.
But Sierra,
she really read that ball.
Allen read that one too well. She's had trouble with that number. So another one of the under 12 McGregor girls. Contest here. Allen too strong in the air.
It's a real equal height against the shooters and defenders today.
It is. There's no noticeably taller one.
It's going to be a great contest.
So again, you can see the Wild. Now that's a better position where she is now. And clash of bodies there. Looks like there's been a change in there. Is that Fallon come on? The goal defender for the Wildcats. They've made a change. And there's a timeout. This time it's been called by the Thunder. So they want to have a quick chat about things. The quarter time score is 8-6 in favour of the Thunder. So the Wildcats doing much better this quarter. Only 2 the margin. And
they're giving Mulholland a bit of a time off. Bit of a break.
She's probably on limited minutes as she's coming back from an injury like a calf. But we'll listen in to Supercoach Jessica Whitford and see what she has to say. That's not Jessica Whitford, that's Megan Lynch. There we go.
A little bit rushed in patches where we actually don't need to be. We do have options, the reset's on, keep coming out when you need to open that space, and then when Nikki's doing that front, roll out. I think Chloe is an option on the high ball, but it's not that it's not there. So even if we fake down low before we put it up, just with some touch on it, that's all. When you go back to GK, have a little rest, be ready to come back on, go to GD. I just want to mix it up in there for a minute. Chase move, get back to dictate move. Yeah, that dictate work is what will create something out the back here. Okay? I like the give and goes, but just make sure they're under control. They're not where we can't stop. It's when we're stepping on that we're losing possession. So land it, have a look, and then make our next move.
So what do you make of that? Coach, very exact what you wanted.
Yeah, I love her point about actually trying to find space. And a lot of the time you'll see that the players are cluttering together. You've got a driving goal attack who's trying to find somewhere to drive into, but then she's just met everybody in the one area. And without finding that space, you can't get that ball into them and feeding. So it will be interesting to see because Hunt's been amazing and she runs in and out all over the court. So
she does indeed. So there's been some changes. Ali War is the goalkeeper for the Wildcats at the moment. And looks like they've made some changes here. Is that Gregory gone to goal defender? Yes, I think Gregory's at gone to goal defender for the goalkeeper. Sorry, for the let's start again. For the for the Thunder, Barnett's gone to goalkeeper. Sienna Allen's gone to the bench, and it's the new girl Jacqueline Dupay has come on at goal defence for them. So
it's a great opportunity that they're giving some youngsters that are coming through some court time.
So there's Dupay there on the leap. Can't stop the shot. Toya is back on for the Wildcats. Amaris Toya. And French gets us going again. It's with the Thunder. So Binion Hunt. She's done a mountain of work today, hasn't she?
Oh, yeah.
She's everywhere.
You can tell. I love to know her stats are tracking her on the court of how how much she's been running
Well, I
around.
had Demelza in the box with me just before, and she told me about all these amazing stats you guys keep. Like, I didn't realise it was that in-depth.
Yeah.
So it's not just the interception, that's the amount of running. She told me that it takes 19.05 seconds to score a goal on average
There you go.
at this league, which I had no clue about.
Yeah, GPSing players is an amazing thing, and it gives a lot of coaches too, and you don't realise actually how much exertion that players do each court and each game, each quarter. And to break it down there, it really helps in changing over your players.
So Bingham misses a shot. Toya gets the rebound and the putback. And the margin is just 9. So remember, it got out to 10 at one stage. Wildcats have stopped that. And now they're starting to eat into this Thunder lead. And we're setting ourselves up for a pretty exciting match. Bingham, on the other hand, wants to spoil it for everyone by shooting really well. So Chloe Bingham gets her 22nd goal, out of 24 attempts. That's not bad, is it?
That's impressive. And especially, like you said, coming back from a hand injury from a shooter, that's going to be a big thing mentally and physically as well.
And she's doing some pretty heavy training with the state 19s as well, so she's got a fair workload at the moment.
She's not given up, and that's what we want to see.
So Toya's missed 2 there, but she'll get a third chance. People out of play. And gets that one. So back to 9. Monique French will get us going again. Chanel with it. Looks down, finds Binion.
So have you noticed that the Thunder have kind of started to slow down the pace a little bit? They're really focusing on where each pass is going.
I think that's got a bit to do with maybe they're double teaming the shooter, so that means they have to look for the free person. That's what I would say probably at the moment. And it sort of naturally had to slow down because of that. They can't get that flow on straight into the shooter that they had for the first quarter and a bit. Mind you, they're still finding Bingham fairly easily.
She's got a great reach.
She gets goal number 30. So 30 before half-time is impressive. It's almost Cougar-esque. They, of course, scored a great rate of goals. 79 today. And an obstruction call here on Littleton. She's not happy with the call. Bingham with it now. Just in super shot range. Misses. She's missed a few today. It falls away at Barnett. Fires it to French. Here's the transition. That's a bit quicker for you.
There we go.
You were talking about slowing it down. I think they
cranked
it up there.
Making available around that circle.
So, Binny and Hunt.
I think with the centre courts, you always got to remember that even though you've driven down and you're like, you find your position, you still got to keep looking for the next one in case them be available.
We've had an umpire swap here. So, Cara Winterbaum's come on.
Hope she's okay.
And one of our umpires is on the sideline there. Not looking super well. Does she roll? Looks like she's might have rolled an ankle or something.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Can't see which one it is, but
we do have some strapping from Strappet that she can use at half-time, and we can get the physios and the medics onto her as well.
They're the best in the business. And she probably needs a Mount Franklin to wash that down.
The umpires do a lot of work, and
Are you keeping track of there? Like, do you keep tracks on them? I'm being serious. Like, do you put a GPS monitor on them as well?
The umpires, I'm sure they would in Cam's element, but you've got to keep fit as an umpire as well, because they've got to get round and get to that goal post quick enough as well. And we wouldn't have netball and we wouldn't have a game without them. So I'm very respectful that we do have our great umpires.
We have our men's umpires as well, and like, they do strength and conditioning for an hour and a half every week of training.
Yeah.
You know, so they work very hard to keep themselves in shape.
Exactly. Well, if you're in a high performance sport, it's every element and every person needs to keep that up, and they do. They have their own fitness regime just like any other player.
That means you're sending me to media training, aren't you?
No.
I'm off to media training next week.
I definitely, my hat goes off to umpires. I only did 1 year at coaching, so I've never umpired. I don't think I would like to.
There's one of your mid-court bounce passes you love.
Love it. Yeah, want to see a bit more around the goal though. So.
You like a good bounce pass? You've mentioned it to me before.
I do.
Here we go. Here it comes. Here it comes. No. So
get it low so those defenders can't reach it. I do love a good balk. I've heard you guys talking about that, and I loved it, to be able to balk someone and then go up for a lob shot or back. Yeah.
Paula Stewart, who we have in the box from time to time, cannot understand the balk to no one. And I didn't really notice it until she pointed it out to me, but so many of the players literally balk to no one.
Yeah,
so,
you've got to do it well.
And people fall for it.
Yeah.
So.
When it works, and it's a real good decoy.
And Maris Toya gets another goal. There you go. Speaking of Paula Stewart, she's just commented. Oh, I'll let you read that one out.
She didn't really. Oh, she called you a super coach. That's impressive. I might need to speak to Paul about that.
When you coach your country and you coached England, what can I say?
I do say that. You do call everyone super coach, so I kind of like that.
No,
You're not
Paul
biased.
a super duper coach because she got up me for calling everyone coach super coach. And I am employed by QT, so
oh, there you go.
Yeah, I have to call her super duper. Hey, we're coming into half time here. The margin's got out to 10. The Thunder 32-22. They don't want to take this. The Wildcats, they do. They've got to go long. Toya's come out of the circle. A little bit of inexperience there being shown by the Wildcats. They should have just milked that pass down so they would have had it. That'll go down as a turnover. 10 the difference, 32-22. What do you think of the first half?
Second half? The first half, second quarter. Yeah, it was really impressive. I love that. Like, we're only 10 points in, so the Wildcats really have been impressive, and they stepped it up and they've kept the momentum. So I think that going into the third quarter, it could be closer.
That was a great quarter. It was 14-13. So the Thunder get the 2 competition points. That now officially puts them into 4th place on the ladder. And let's see if the Wildcats can eat into this only 10-goal lead when we come back after these brief messages.
Did you know that majority of netballers aren't wearing the appropriate shoes on court? Running shoes or generic trainers don't provide the grip and support for the quick, dynamic movements needed in the game. It's time to make the swap with Mizuno.
Game 4, HART Sapphire Series, round 10, coming to you live from Nissan Arena. It's the Thunder, the USC Thunder taking on the Wildcats. USC Thunder at the moment, they lead it by 10, 32-22. My name's Dave Mills, joined in commentary by the all-round
Sapphire League manager.
I was going to say all-round netball guru, Prue Egan. And what have you, first time in the box, have you joined your stint in the commentary box thus far?
I have. It's been interesting, actually.
What about the game?
I love it. Like, being a netballer myself since, 9 years old, and being a rep player and love this.
10, 12 years?
You can't stop loving the game. It's amazing. 12 years. Thank you. Keep going. But no, you can't stop loving it, and it's so hard, to sit on the sideline and go, oh, come on, this is great. No, do that. And so, but no, I'm loving it, and I'm loving just seeing how the teams are going at this stage in the competition as well. And like I said, it's still up for anyone's game. So this is a tough time over the next 3 weeks leading into the finals.
Well, the Tigers the Wildcats sit in 7th on 33 competition points coming into this round, and 4th place was only 72. And remember, you get 18 points a game. So effectively, they're 2 games out of the 4, which is not a lot, but there is only 4 to play after this round. So this is a pretty vital match for them. So earlier today, we had the Cougars 79-39 over the Tigers in the Courier Mail match of the round. Earlier before that, 10 a.m. this morning, 67-27, the Jets over the Rays. Jets are looking good. Last night, QT Netball also looking good, beat the Bond University Bull Sharks down at Talabudra. We were on the road, 54-33.
They were. I was lucky to be at that game, and it was a great game to watch. There was a strong defence. And it was great to see, actually, Mackenzie Jordan coming in from the Bond and really finding her form, unfortunately, in the last quarter. But so impressive. The QT I've been watching over the past few weeks, their defence is amazing. Probably the best in the game at the moment.
You're welcome.
Absolutely nothing. No, you can't take Paula's credit on that one. And I'm waiting for her to message in on that one, Dave. But no, it has been really impressive. And I'm very big and strong on the defence, so...
And there's the umpire there looks like is it a calf or a leg? Can't really tell from that picture. It's rare to see an umpire have to come off, but she did on this occasion.
Yeah.
And thankfully we've got Cara Winterbaum sitting on the sideline, and she's jumped in there.
Yeah, well, as she walked off, hopefully it's not an Achilles or anything like that, and hopefully it is just a sprained ankle or knowing netball, some ligaments.
So our thoughts go out to all the umpires. So let's talk stats. We've got some stats here. Look
Love
at the shooting.
stats.
Chloe Bingham, 24 from 27. That's impressive. Takes on a sister who's only 3 from 7, so that'll get mentioned at breakfast or Christmas this year. So the shooting stats there, 24 out of 27 and 3 out of 7. What else have you got there?
Yeah,
Turnover conversions. Do you like that one?
Not much change. So
13 out of 15 there for the Thunder. So they're at 87%. That's pretty good, yeah?
yeah. And the Wildcats are at 50.
So 5 out of 10. As a coach, there's Annabelle Laurie. Of course, she's holding a baby. Is there something we don't know? And there's Leah Woolno on the screen as well. She's back, I think, 2 weeks for her, and I think Laurie 1 week. So, and I'm not sure who the baby is, but hello, little one. So I'm sure it's not Annabelle's.
No, we do need to get.
Natural conception there, I think.
We do need to get some little baby outfits, like they have at the AFL and all that. The Lions, they have a cute little lion mane. We need something for netball.
Where are we taking this for? So, anyway,
love it.
If you think outfits are good, be sure to send us a message on the HART Sapphire Series Facebook page, and Prue will action that.
Yep, get it onto our sponsors.
So third quarter, we had lots of kids here today. We had the junior schools thing on, so that was good to see. The noise has dropped dramatically, and the second one was quite loud, so they were here cheering them on. Some of them stuck around to watch this game. Future Sapphire Series players.
It was so great to see. A lot of them came down and they were having photos with their Sapphire players, and especially coming into this time of the month as well. We've got on the 3rd and 6th of July, we've got the state age happening on the sunny coast for our 12 to 15-year-olds with over 250 teams, and that's pretty impressive. So go Queensland.
Are you organising that?
No, that's not my area, but I will be there helping out the rest of Netball Queensland. I know, but how good is that for our sport, though?
That's fantastic. That's a hell of a draw, though.
And I know, as a young player growing up, I was lucky to be a usher at one of the Australian games, and also for the Sydney Squares. And I was the most littlest kid looking up to, I remember Joanne Morgan and Catherine Cox. And they were huge, but I wanted to be one of them one day. So those girls have had that experience today, and I can't wait to see them.
Huge in status or huge in height?
No, just so tall. I never thought I would get there, and I eventually did. I eventually did.
I've met Kat Cox. She is way taller than me.
Oh, she was impressive.
So a goal here. The Wildcats turn it over, and they convert it through Toya. So all of a sudden, it's just 9 the difference, and the Wildcats with the ball now through Rennie. They're having a run here, and they find Toya again. Barnett hits the deck, and impressive start here for the Wildcats. They've come out of half-time quite brilliantly. They lead at 2-0 since the half-time break. A few more of these, and they're back in business, and might steal the game away from the Thunder. So Binion Hunt's got the ball now. Looks like we've had a change at goal attack for the Thunder side. That is Georgia Hearn's come on. So it's Bingham, Hernan. Hunt's gone to wing attack. Dyer to the bench. French is the centre. Littleland is back there with Barnett. And the new player, Dupay. She said, I think Toupay, and added D. So there you go. That's how we remember that name. So, and I thank you for
South
that.
African background?
I'm not sure, because I was calling it Dupay and all this sort of stuff, but no, she corrected me. So Wildcats with it now. Baird with it, looks in. They're having a real crack here, eating into this margin. This will get it back to 8. So, and a goal is counted. 8 the difference. Here come the Wildcats.
I know,
you called it.
I did. I said, don't underestimate anyone at this end of the season. And sometimes, from a lot of team perspectives, they do take that first quarter to warm up.
So, Thunder with it now.
So look at the defence. They're pushing them, putting a lot of pressure around that goal to feed in.
And they get the turnover here on the outside. It was a footwork call, I feel, or an no contact. So offensive foul, and there's another contact. That's time on Littleland. She was a little bit late there on Mould.
Yeah, 1 or 2 seconds she would have had that.
Knows it too.
But she was reading the ball perfectly.
She thinks if she smiles, she'll get away with it.
No, she was going for one of those intercepts that I love.
So Toya gets another one.
Great shooting.
It's 4-1 in this quarter, and the margin is back to 7.
Wildcats are finding their rhythm.
And here we go, the Wildcats with it again.
And that was Bingham. I love it, just taking the lead and instructing her centres where she wanted them to go.
And then sneakily drives along the baseline, gets it, and draws the contact, or the obstruction call rather. Scores another one. Ooh, Prue, we're back to 6. So here we go. We haven't had a close one today thus far. This could be the one.
I think it's going to be.
Bingham Hunt, that back
Great
space
feed.
is all hers. Great pass by Bingham Hunt into Bingham. And Bingham, as cool as you like, gets goal number 25. And margin back to 7. Wildcats, hey, 2 go long this time. And smart play there by Amaris Toya. Gets herself in good position. This game has just lifted in standard since halftime, yeah?
It has. They're really focusing. Like beforehand, I think the first quarter we saw a lot of drop balls, a lot of little mistakes. Now, I could barely point one mistake at the moment.
So, well, there's not one there. That's a great shot at range. 7 the diff. Lots of confidence being shown by both sides at present. Who will blink first? Donnelly with it. Of course, Donnelly, this match in round 2, that's when she hurt her wrist up at the sunny coast up north at Moray Field. Bingham scores another one. 6 again. It's been this for a while. Who will blink? Did that come off? Oh, I thought that came off the Thunder last. I thought Hernan got a hand on that. You didn't see it that way?
No.
No, you didn't.
I thought it was a clear intercept straight through.
Well, there you go. Dyer's back on now at wing attack. Hunt to the bench. So I think Donnelly's copping a call. That's a caution on Donnelly. Constant contact on French. And the ball back with Bingham in the circle. This is a big goal. She gets it. Still keeping around that 6-7. It keeps changing.
This is why I know you guys start standing up when you get to the second half of the game. It gets on your edge, doesn't it? I can't stand still. I'm like,
I just can't see out of the monitors. I just have to stand up for that. So 36-30. And back we go. Bingham Hunt's gone to goal attack now.
Oh, beautiful.
So Hernan didn't last terribly long. Came on at 3/4 time. And Bingham gets another one. She's on fire today.
I love seeing like the accuracy when you're a centre court and you know that that ball's about to leave your hand and it just finds that spot in the shooter's hand and you know, yeah, I've nailed it. It's just like magic. It's pure. It's beautiful, and it's good to see. Like you just see French feeding that in. She knows that it's walking off. She's like, I got this.
Well done.
Yeah, it's great to see.
Were you one of those big quarters that when the shooter was, you were so confident you shoot, you turned your back on the ball?
Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I did that. I had a really good combination with my shooters, and you knew that. Like sometimes you'd say you could be blindfolded, and you know they're just going to be there, and you leave the pass, and they're going to make that spot. And you can see that with the combinations that are happening here today.
So Bingham converts the turnover. They're back to 8 now. Thunder have sort of weathered the storm for the time being from the Wildcats. This quarter is now 8-6 in favour of the Wildcats. So you're a rep player, I'm assuming, by the way you're talking?
I was in Sydney though, at Hills District.
Hills?
Yeah, that's why I looked up to, Catherine Cross came from there. Come on, Dave, I thought you knew everything.
Not about that.
So no, it was great. I really...
Yeah, where Catherine Cox played as a junior.
Well, she was my idol because she was our, representative from the clubs, and I think it's important to have those players come back into the junior clubs because it inspires us to want to do it.
I had a bit to do with Western Districts over the years, and in their club room they've got like the dresses. All the Western District players have gone on and represent Firebirds.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's really cool. Like
that is so good.
Tracy Bruce or Tracy Foreigner, she was then, and Janet Bothwell and a few others. So yeah, they've got the history of their players that have gone on to great things.
Yeah,
and it's really good.
And it was great, like being a Queenslander in New South Wales. I remember when the Australian team was picked, and you'd be like, "Yes, where's those couple of Queenslanders?" And you were so excited when you got 3, you got 4. So
yeah, so. There was only one for a while. It was just Vicky Wilson for a long time. So margin back out to 9. The Thunder, they have answered the call. They've lifted their performance and met the challenge from the Wildcats.
Just need the Wildcats to find their own tempo. I find with a lot of teams when they play, they can start mimicking if another team's playing really, really fast, and that can be really frustrating you as a player. So they've got to find their rhythm and play to their rhythm. Not try and keep up with the fast pace that the Thunder are doing.
It's funny you say that because it can go the other way too. You can actually, like a really skilled side can sometimes come down a couple of levels if the team they're playing sort of grinds it out and makes it a bit sloppy and a bit slappy and knocking the ball out of hands and stuff. So
that's a tactic from both teams can work it either way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so.
But we just need the Wildcats to really keep their own momentum going in this because it was working.
It was indeed. Another turnover there. This will tie up the quarter at 8. So it does indeed margin back to 10. That's the biggest lead of the game. And Thunder had that at half time. Looking down the court. Dyer back on there. So they're ringing the changes here. Dyer at wing attack, Binny and Hunt at goal attack. Bingham is the shooter and French the centre.
Saw it. Beautiful passing.
That was a great screen by Bingham, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was looking and smiling. She's there. She saw it, as always.
Had to bite your tongue there. You wanted to yell out, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Throw it! So,
I think everyone can like relate to what I'm going through at this moment to go, pass.
so back with Wildcats. They need a momentum stop here. A Mizuno momentum shift desperately. They're not going to get on this occasion. Donnelly is attracting a bit of whistle at the moment. Got cautioned earlier on and seems to have changed the game a little bit. And she's attracting some whistle. Looked like a step there. Monique French just gliding down the court. A couple of refeeds with Hunt. Great transition there, wasn't it?
That was beautiful. Quick feeds in.
Hits the back of the ring. Bingham will get the rebound through the contact call. And there it is. Contact on Guy. Bingham gets a goal. 5 straight now to the Thunder. Remember, the margin was just 7 a little bit.
Yeah, so we
Actually,
know
it was 6, so it's 6 straight.
Yeah, we know the Wildcats can do it. They've just got to start communicating in that defence.
So Bingham with it. That's now 7 straight. They're on a run here. Wildcats in the championship quarter. 5:39 to play. There's Mulherron and Gregory. They're the two coming back through the injury process. And a long, long pass to Toya. She can't pull it in.
Just a little bit too big.
And this run is set to continue for the Thunder. They moved they moved Barnett back to keeper, Sienna Allen to the bench, and another caution. This time on, is it Baird? So I've had 2 cautions issued in this game, both on Wildcats players, both mid-quarters.
Yeah, the mid-quarter.
You were mid-quarter, weren't you?
I was, but you know what? We can hold our own, so it's an even contest. They're both going for the ball, which is what you train for.
There it is in replay. It didn't look like much there. I'd say it's just from persistent contacting.
Yeah, and it was just kind of they're contesting for that ball.
So the margin was 6. If this goes in, which it doesn't, it's now 14. So they're 8 straight at the moment. Another call here. Let's just look at the infringements. Wildcats have racked up 50 to 37. Significant difference. And Chloe Bingham has taken the game away a bit from the Wildcats at the moment.
They have. They're just missing Mulherron in the defence in talking. She's a real good organiser from the defence. So we just need one of the girls to like step up and go, yeah, we've got this, keep going, and kind of instruct where the goal shooters are going. So hopefully we might see one of the girls step up to do that.
So Donnelly, they're just struggling to find the shooters a little bit as well. Like Barnett's doing a particularly good job on Toya as Bingham hits the deck. She spends a lot of time in the pine.
She really does, but you know what? It's because she's giving it her all, and she always comes up against so many strong defenders, but she's holding her own. She's an amazing utility player. I know I've said that before, but she is.
She played one of the best GA games I've ever seen about 4 weeks ago. She was unstoppable, and I guess she gives away a bit of height to most of the defenders she plays on are bigger than her, so I guess that's why she tends to hit the deck a little bit. But speaking of good games, Bingham, her sister, is dominating today. Chloe, 35 out of 39, 90%.
At least the parents can come to one game today and cheer from both.
Thankfully, the same venue too.
Yeah, I know. Having brothers and that, you know, there's so many parents have to always be split, you know,
one's
tag team.
One's down the coast and one's up the coast. That'd be awful.
They clock up the miles, but that's the love of a parent, hey?
So, Toya with it now. Shoots and scores. So Mizuno momentum shift there, but the margin is 14. So they went on a 9-0 run, and that one, French missed it totally, but it ends up in Binny and Hunt. So you know it's your day.
She's holding well, Bingham, in those shots. Oh, perfect.
She is indeed, but again, we talked about it, I think, in the second quarter. They're getting caught behind, so making it pretty easy for Bingham at the moment. So we're getting an obstruction call here on Sierra Allen, who's come on at GD. So 2-on-1 in the circle. Can they utilise it? They can. Nice. They get it to Bingham. They made it difficult for her, but she answers it. 2:31 to play. The margin is 14. It's 15 to 10, 15 to 11 now in this quarter. They've got to get 4 to get some competition points. And that goal from Chloe Bingham will probably make it that little bit more difficult.
Yeah, she's unstoppable at the moment. She's definitely been their key shooter this quarter. Hunt's looking for her and just feeding her straight into.
So tell me, what does the Sapphire League's manager, what is your role? Like, what do you do? Like, you just administer everything to do with the Sapphire Series?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So I've been in this role for about 5 weeks now, which has been amazing. So I've been meeting all the different teams, and I'm going to do a massive shout out to all the op managers and the managers of the teams who we couldn't run it without them. So they're in here every week doing signage, making sure ice baths, everything that their team needs, they get into us. And then I oversee all the different, departments across Netball Queensland and work with them to make sure that we can deliver a great series for them. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the Sapphire can grow over the next, 3 years. So
it's a great product.
Oh, it is.
Like what I've seen of it, I think it's fantastic. Hence, I'm pretty keen to get a men's Sapphire going. So
yeah, it'll be
hint,
great.
Hint.
Well, you never know how things evolve. So. Be good to me, Dave, and it may happen.
Okay. So the goal falls to Bingham. That was started by we were chatting and walking an incredible intercept, and it's come all the way down the court. So it's back to 14. So again, here come the Wildcats having another little run. So it's for the diff in this quarter. They probably won't be able to get the points for this one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what the coaches say in the break.
So Chloe Bingham gets goal number 38 from 42. I can't express how well she's going today. So, I mean, she goes well most weeks, but particularly well today. As is that young lady, Amaris Toya. She is sitting at 100%. She's 16 from 16. Just need to give it to her a little bit more. And Dyer gets the throw in now, 49-35. She goes right across to Monique French. Bingham with 6 seconds to go, turns the post and scores right on the buzzer. And a goal there to Chloe Bingham. Her 39th brings up number 50 for the USC Thunder compared to the Wildcats 35. So a third quarter that is 18-13. They win it by 5. And the Thunder just doing enough to resist the Wildcats' charge at the moment.
Yes, no, I'm sorry, I was just slightly distracted by some operational stuff going on the sideline, but no, it was such a shame. Like, they had such a momentum going in that third quarter.
They led it by as much as 3 or 4.
Yeah, and then it just seemed to, like, they put the brakes on. So I think if they can get that defense back happening, they got to push those shooters out. We could see another comeback coming in the fourth quarter.
So with a margin of 15, the Wildcats, season on the line, need to answer in the last quarter, which we will find out if they can when we come back right after these messages. Welcome back. It's game 4 of round 10, 1 quarter to go, and we're coming to you live from Nissan Arena in the HART Sapphire Series for 2021. USC Thunder sitting in 5th place, climbing their way back into the top 4, taking on the Wildcats who are in 7th. It's been a solid game so far. The Thunder got out of the blocks quickly. The Wildcats fought back, and at the moment it's Thunder by 15, 50-35. My name's Dave Mills, joined in commentary by Prue Egan, Sapphire League's manager and all things guru of all. What are you thinking of this game thus far? Pretty good?
Yeah, honestly, I know the points may not represent what we've just seen, but I'm really impressed with how it's going. I'm one of those people that really goes for the underdogs, and I think they can still do it. They've just got to find their momentum, and anything can happen. But the hard thing at the moment is the USC Thunder shooters, they're just phenomenal. Like, I don't think Bingham missed, did she?
No, well, she's 39 out of 43 for the match, so I don't know what the quarter time score is, but yeah. So
in my eyes,
I don't
think she missed. So Let's see what we can do in this last
Last
quarter.
quarter to get underway. Sapphire League's manager, do you have anything to do with like the Diamond Spirit charity or anything like that?
I don't, but some amazing people in Netball Queensland do, and it's such a great cause. It's around our community engagement program that helps to engage, empower and educate our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island women and girls in the remote and regional communities.
That's awesome.
It is. So, yeah, we're looking for more donations to, so if you'd like to get on board, head to Queensland Netball and click on the Diamond Spirit and you can donate to our beautiful cause today.
Excellent. Get up behind that. That is a good cause. They're doing a lot of great work in the communities, particularly up north. They go long here, Wildcats, they get it back. Still at the three-quarter time score of 50-35.
Let's see if they can convert this this turnover.
So Toya and Bingham both out of the circle at the moment. That's not helpful. Bingham gets in now, looking for it. Comes to the top, looking for the triangle offense. It works a treat.
Good pass.
I love a good triangle offense. Toya misses the shot, and Barnett pulls it in, fires it over to a partner in crime in Allen. And here come the Thunder. They just keep on rolling.
Dave, you could have your own netball book and all your different terms and knowledges, and, you know, so if everyone gets your banter on that one.
I quite lie to you. There is actually something in the fighter on that. It's actually a true story. So I've been getting pestered for years to do some sort of coaching sort of thing. I'm not that far away from finishing it. So it's going to have indoor, outdoor, men's, ladies. It's going to be good. So,
I might have to get some tips from on Paula, how she handles all your banter week on, week off.
Paula just pushes me aside. It's okay. So no, she handles me quite well, actually.
Yeah.
Go away, I think the words come out often. So.
Well, we won't be putting you forward for the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Man walks into a bar. No, just moving on. So Wildcats get the first of the last quarter. They've cut the margin to 14.
Oh, thank you.
But Bingham, with these incredibly impressive stats today, steps back, gets the obstruction call, and still makes the shot. Goal number 40 for her. 40 out of 44. That is some effort at 91%. Let's talk about some stats. You got some stats for us, three-quarter time? What do you got?
Let's have a look. So
a million of them there.
Yeah, so the turnover, you know I love a turnover conversion, but that's actually dropped quite a lot. So the Wildcats are turning over more now.
Yep.
And the Thunder haven't as much as they were before. They were like 89, now they're down to 78. The infringements are pretty equal. Not much in that, but yeah, the goal conversions are still at the highest for the Thunder.
We just had another bib conversion here. Like these bibs come off again. They'd have a timeout, fix the bib. So Toya shoots well. Of course, she's come in for Gregory, and Gregory hasn't seen the court much today.
She has, but she's playing well.
Don't know if that's based on performance or just regulating minutes.
I think with the changeover, the unlimited changeovers with the quarters, I think it's a great way. You've got to save your players as well. It's both a mental and physical, transition on and off the court.
You sound like you're a fan of the rolling sub?
I am. I think sometimes you can have players that, you're burning out and you've still got, a few more games of the season and finals to think of. So giving people a bit of a rest is an optional for coaches, which is so great to see.
Not a fan myself. I like the fatigue factor kicking in. I like to, and then you can target someone who's not fit, something like that. So that's, but it's the modern way.
It is.
So change will be changed is the theory. So
good to be different, have different opinions.
It is.
It is.
Boy, do I have some opinions. How long you got? We should do a podcast. So 53-38. I said to Hannah we should do a podcast, and she said no. That was her wording, no. So
straight up.
Yeah,
God knows what she doesn't want to do.
Yeah. I think podcast with anyone else but me would have been a yes. But anyway, moving on. So Toya with it, steps in on Barnett. That's brave. She's got a good reach, Barnett. And gets a second chance, scores. So the margin is still at 14.
Yeah, I was watching Ashley Irvin last night, and that girl's...
We call her Magic.
She's got an impressive reach, and it was phenomenal seeing her go from in the defence to the shooting.
Well, not only did she go in there, they moved their Riley Burns in there.
Yeah.
And Riley Burns has had a haircut, and I didn't recognise her. And I'm thinking, that's someone else in Riley Burns' shirt. But it turns out it was Riley Burns. She shoots as well, and they did quite well.
They did. She reads the play really, really well, and I think that's a bit of a handy hint when you're coming from, shooter into the event. You know what your opposition's going to do because you would do that. But then putting on your mind to change over, go, oh yeah, I've got to be in this different position. She did a great job, but her reach is amazing.
Indeed.
And she's only young.
Oh, absolutely. In the state 19s as well, yeah. Yeah, so she's got a huge future in the game. So speaking of reading the play well, Monique French there creates a turnover here for the Thunder. And Binion Hunt looks to finish this great play. She does with an unusual style. And just like that, the margin increases by 1. It's now 16 the diff.
So great to see so many of these talents coming through the Sapphire. You know, it just shows how the strength is going to build into the Firebirds and Queensland, and hopefully we'll see a lot more Queenslanders, you know, in Australia.
The worrying thing for me is that we're going to have to get some more franchises, because in 2 years' time you're going to have another batch of 19s, and 2 years after you're going to have another batch of 19s.
It's exciting, hey?
And, you know, that's what I mean, but where do you put them all?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this group of players you're looking at there, most of them would be under 23.
Yeah.
So they got 10 years left in the game.
Well, the great thing is too, especially with the all the different associations and clubs that are all over Queensland now, there's opportunities for players who are both regional, you know, or on the coast and in the city, that they can actually stay in their hometowns, you know, go to uni now. There's uni facilities, you know, at Bond and Sunshine Coast, and you've got GT, you know, so people can actually, you know, they can stay home, they can concentrate on their netball, they can also do a degree if they do want to do a degree or study, because there's a lot that, you know, netballers have to do in order to be an athlete. So it's great for the sport.
So we just saw 2 great passages of play. First a shot from Bingham, we've called it all day. Then Barnett with the incredible intercept, and the I was just about to say keep on rolling, but unfortunately they turn it over there in that was French couldn't handle that one. So back with the Wildcats now through Gaia. Looks down, captain leading by example. They've gone to the left side, very extreme on the left-hand side. Look in, nothing on. They have to go back out. Donnelly in the pocket.
So they keep moving.
Ooh, brilliantly picked up there, I felt. No, we're going back. So obstruction call, still with the Wildcats. Only 8-11 left. Do you think they can get back into this game?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think they've just got to make sure that every conversion that they do from a turnover is converted. They've just got to keep moving around the circle. Got to get these shooters keep moving around to give the centre courts different opportunity to feed in.
So Donnelly, smart play, keeps it in. Toya misses, kept in brilliantly by Bingham. She misses
Great
again.
Line out lift there.
Flashback to your rugby days?
Oh yeah, I was just going to say, it's funny, like working in rugby league, and the amount of like the hand ice ray that you get to kind of make them just catch a ball, and we don't use that in netball, so go netball, to be honest.
Right.
Doesn't make a difference.
There you go.
You can't catch the ball, you can't catch the ball. So netballers can definitely show the rugby guys and girls that, you know, how to catch a ball.
57-39, we've got 7:20 to play. And the Wildcats just starting to fade out a little bit, which they sometimes do late in games. Monique French.
Just got to keep that defense going with the Wildcats.
Yeah, see again, like it's just too easy for Bingham when I think that's War was dead square on her at the front.
And French and Hunt, they've got a great combination of feeding in at the moment.
Big fan, Monique French. Actually coached her back in the day when I was at the Lions, which was the old Jets team. They used to be called the Lions. Yeah. Had her as a youngster there, and I thought she was ridiculously talented.
Well, you obviously knew right, because she...
I had her for 2 seasons. Yeah, she was my centre, pretty much played 100% of the time. She was great.
But how great it is to see that, you know, you've had a part to play in, you know, in her life coming up as coaches. No, there's coaches that,
I'm just going to mention some names. Amelia and Ecanazio played with me at the Lions.
I still remember
had a season with her.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't really do much. She was with the Firebirds, and they used to send her back to me every week. so probably got her 5 minutes before the game. That was about it. But I still claim that one.
Well, hopefully she remembers you and can credit you to say thank you for bringing me through the system.
Friends on Facebook every so often. I get a thanks, Millsy. Thanks for the memories.
I still remember my coaches that, you know, stuck through since I was 9. So, you know, it's a credit to the coaches to see them develop athletes and players at a young age to reach this level, and then hopefully through to the Firebirds. I
was also the first senior coach for Laura Sherian, so we had a pretty good team that year. So we had Laura.
Dropping all the names now.
Yeah, and this is a true story, and you can read into this what you will. Steph Wood came to one men's training, 6 days later gets named as a diamond.
Oh wow!
I don't know what to tell you.
She's got skills. That's what I'd say.
No, I'd say the men's training got her over the line. So we claim, a few of us claim that one, because it was more a group session.
I'll have to message her and say, can I get a quote on that one?
No, so we got David who? Yeah. She's obviously did a lot of work with Gary Passion, actually, so he's had a lot to do with her career and got her into where she was. He was actually managing her for a little while. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he was commentating just the other week when he had the men's game in the Oregon.
He is indeed. He's been around a long time, guys. Coached him, and he's been Queensland and Australian captain. So, Mr. Netball, we call him. Ball back now with the Wildcats. Margin 18. Looks like the Wildcats might not get anything out of this one.
No, Thunder have really taken control of this quarter.
So Thunder have had patches of sheer brilliance. Coach will be looking for a more consistent 60 minutes. Littleland's gone to centre now. Looks like French has gone to the bench. We talked her up and they benched her. So.
Well, the one thing I've noticed about Thunder, they really did take in Jess's advice when they said find space, and they have.
Yep.
They're finding their space, and the feeding in is just phenomenal.
So Bingham and Hunt's gone to the bench. Hernan's back on. So, great play there. Bingham
great drive in.
Flew through the air there.
She did.
And gets the shot.
I love seeing when the goal attacks, they find their space and just drive.
So there's not much about this game you don't like, isn't there?
No, I love netball. Can you not tell?
I thought I was a netball tragic.
No,
You make me look ordinary.
My mum tried to make me do jazz dancing, and I only lasted 2 years and was like, splits. No, thank you. I needed to run off some energy, and I found my sport, which is netball. So.
Well, there you go. So just sucking a bit of the Mount Franklin. And the ball back with the Wildcats. It is. It's great. It's a great product. Nearly as good as Powerade. Yeah. And 59-42 at present. Will they get to 60? 3:52 to play. I'd say so. Gregory's back on now for the Wildcats.
There she goes.
Gets it in.
It's a bit of the breathing time for her.
So the margin is 16. It's 9-8. So they could still get a point or two from this quarter. They'll be looking for a turnover here, the Wildcats.
Yeah, and the Wildcats defence, they're putting a lot of pressure. We're seeing, quite a few feeding in there.
Again, the backspace being held by Bingham.
Going for a long shot.
Hernan.
Nice.
Victorian drains one. So 15. That went on the Wildcats score. I think it's gone on the wrong side. That should be number 6 there. They corrected it. So it should be 60-43, I believe.
And French has gone off for a break.
Yeah, she's been replaced by Littleland. The captain's come on at centre. So they've rung the changes. It looks like Metcalf's gone to wing defence. She's been on for a little bit. So the whole team getting a run.
They've got a great rotation system at the Thunder as well with a lot of the players. You've got players that are a bit more utility and can play, 2 or 3 positions, so you can give a bit of breathe space as well.
They seem to have a great relationship with the Lightning side as well.
Yeah.
A lot of their players involved in that program.
Yeah, it's really good to see, and feeding in through the teams.
So Gregory with it now fires to the pocket. There's no one there, but it was touched by a Thunder player last. I think Littleland got a hand on it. So margin 17. Difference is 2 this quarter. So Wildcats need to score here and get a stop and then score again off their own centre. Long pass in. Gregory does well.
She does. Biggin driving all the way out. Making that space for her was a good option.
So it's back to a 1-point game this quarter. Margin 16, but that's a great effort by the Wildcats. They've got better as the match went along. They only lost the second quarter by 5. Sorry, second quarter by 1, third quarter by 5, and this one they're down by 1 at the moment. But Bingham just proving the difference at the moment.
A lot of people don't realise, especially when you come back from injury, there is a lot of mental preparation you need to do, and she's doing a great job. This is going to give her so much confidence in her shooting, knowing that she's made a comeback. And you're going to have to watch her for the rest of the season in the finals.
Well, yes, you should, because she's 49 out of 54 at 91%. We saw Martina Rikas hit 48 goals earlier today, and she's gone one better. So, and there's goal 50.
On the toes.
Raise the bat. That's the half century. That's a big deal for this competition. We don't get a lot of girls scoring 50, so
it's impressive.
Simply because court time gets shared around and stuff like that, and 50 is impressive, all right. 50 out of 55. I'm just racking my brain here. I can't think of anyone who has scored 50 in a game.
It's kind of like
Charlie Bell, maybe. So
Johnny Wilkinson always said he did the 200% as a goal kicker.
Yep.
He always did those extras, and you can definitely see that's a massive thing that's probably that Bingham's doing is she's doing those extras to make a comeback after injury, and it's proving and it's showing off.
So we're inside the last minute. The Wildcats need to stop. They're down by 1 in the quarter. Dyer with it at the moment. There's a contact call. Back we go. Dyer with it. Fires it into Hernan. Bingham's got the backspace again. It's on if they want to throw it back. And there she goes. There it is. It's just a bit too easy. They're letting her have that backspace by setting up to. She's missed. Here's a chance. 24 seconds, Prue. Call it up.
I'm going to blame that on the post.
Call it up.
Spin out.
So Wildcats, they're down by 17 seconds to go. They get it to Gregory. This to halve the quarter. She gets it. 7 seconds. I don't think it'll be enough time. I don't think they realise that they go long here and draw a contact call.
Ooh.
No, there's
Should have
no
gone for the shot.
So 63-48, the margin of 15. It's a 13-all last quarter. So Megan Lynch does get something out of it. She gets a competition point. Jessica Whitford probably won't be happy with them not winning that last quarter. They were looking for all 4. They still pick up 17 competition points.
Yeah.
They started well, the Thunder. They maintained a high level throughout and took care of the game, Prue.
They did. They really did dominate the pace of the game. It was interesting to see that the Wildcats, when they focus and they slow down to their pace, they really converted everything. It'll be great to see, and I love what they're seeing now is the respect of the players, doing a huddle and everything together, and that's what the game's all about. Even though we might be, on the court, there's a lot of competitiveness. It's great to see that both the players are all respectful as well. So, no, it was a great game. I can't wait for the remaining rounds and then see what happens when the finals all hit Nissan.
So let's talk best players. Let's start with the losing team, the Wildcats. Who's the best for them?
It's so hard. I definitely say I'm a big fan of Josephine Bingham.
Yeah.
I think she just played, outstanding today. And Mulheron, she was on as a defence, and I did miss her, her wisdom.
11 out of 16 in the shooting, a little bit down on the shooting, but did a lot more work on the outside.
Yeah, and that's what you talk about, shooting's one element, but she was all over the court, feeding in. She was instructing her, centre court where she needed to be to make that space.
Best for the Thunder?
Thunder, it's a tough one. I know it's kind of a bit of the Bingham sisters, but Chloe did a fantastic job in this shooting, but also Chloe Litherin. Is that how you say her name?
Yes, Litherin, that's right.
Yeah, she was everywhere.
The captain.
And she, 1 or 2 seconds, she would have got so many intercepts. So, yeah, it's good to see. I'd have to pick to make sure it's not an all-shooter game. I love centre court, so...
Well, if you like centre court, I thought Monique French was superb today, as was Cheryl Dyer, as was Binion Hunt, so pick any of those three.
How do you choose,
And 50 out of 56 says that Chloe Bigman had a pretty good game too.
Well, you've given me a few names to pick for the gem.
There you go.
Yeah, the hidden gem, which will be on our social media. So
the hidden gem won by Lily Covey last week.
It is, so you've got to vote. All the fans out there need to vote so that we can... give them a prize from Legassic at the end of the year.
Excellent work. So round 10 comes to a conclusion. We had wins to the QUT netball side over the Bull Sharks, the Jets over the Mendy Rays, and the Courier Mail match of the round, the Cougars took care of the Tigers, and then the game we just watched was the Wildcats 63 over the Thunder 48. Thank you to our sponsors. Our principal sponsor is Heart Sports. Our major partners are Legassic Jewelers, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, and Powerade. And of course, we thank our official partners, Bondi Vite and Strapit. Gina and the team at Double Take Sports, there they all are. It's an all-girl team, as was pointed out to me, as it is every week. Girl power, they love the live stream and they do a great job. Next week, we are at Nissan. It's on the 26th of June, so get ready for that one. That will be an absolute cracker. That's Saturday. We've got 4 games. It's an absolute plethora of netball. 5 to 1 p.m. we start, and it's Cougars versus Thunder. 3 p.m. Wildcats versus Bull Sharks. 5 p.m. it's Tigers and Mendy Rays, and the Courier Mail match of the round at 7 is QUT netball taking on the USQ Jets. That is second versus third, and I am so looking forward to that one. Hint, hint, I'd love to work it, and hopefully I'm back commentating that one. So,
you survived this week for me, Dave.
I'm still here. That's the main thing. It's a week-to-week proposition. So thank you for your company. 26,000 viewers we had for a game 3 weeks ago. We want to break that when we do the QUT USQ Jets game. That will be an absolute belter. So join us next week. Thank you again. My name's Dave Mills, been joined by Prue Egan, Sapphire Leagues mate. Prue, did you have a good time?
I did. It was great. And I can't wait for so much more to come. And I'm sure me and you will have our chance again to accommodate together. And I'll think of a bit more banter for you, Dave. Keep you on your toes.
Keep an eye out. Round 11 for all the news, views and interviews. Go to sapphireseries.com.au. My name's Dave Mills. It's bye for now. And as always, be brilliant, people.